think you need more discipline, right? You think the reason you're not where you want to be is because you're lazy, inconsistent, or weak. But what if I told you that's not the problem? What if I told you that discipline, the very thing you've been chasing, might actually be the thing holding you back? Here's the truth about discipline that no one wants to hear. Most people worship discipline like it's a magic key. They think they can just wake up earlier, grind harder, or push through pain long enough. Success will eventually show up. But that's not how it really works. Discipline alone doesn't build greatness. It only builds routine, and sometimes that routine can kill your fire. Let's talk about why that happens. See, everyone tells you, be disciplined, stick to the plan, never quit. But they never tell you what happens when discipline becomes robotic. When you stop thinking, stop feeling, and just follow rules like a machine. You stop growing. You stop questioning. You stop listening to your own intuition. You become disciplined but disconnected. And that's dangerous. Because the goal of life isn't to be a machine. The goal is to master yourself. Discipline is supposed to serve you, not control you. And the moment it starts controlling you, you lose the very freedom you were chasing. Let me break this down for you. Point 1. Discipline is not the same as obsession. We live in a culture that glorifies obsession. We clap for the person who works 16 hours a day, skips meals, never rests, and stays consistent. But what you don't see is the burnout, the emotional exhaustion, the quiet resentment building inside. That's not discipline. That's self-punishment dressed up as ambition. True discipline doesn't destroy you. It builds you without breaking you. It teaches you balance, not burnout. Imagine this. You start going to the gym every day. At first, it's about health. You feel proud. But then you start missing social events. You start feeling guilty for resting. You stop listening to your body. You tell yourself, I can't miss a day or I'm weak. You're no longer training your body. You're training your fear. Fear of slipping up. Fear of losing progress. Fear of being lazy. And that's the moment discipline stops helping you and starts controlling you. Point 2. Discipline without emotion is empty. People love to say, don't rely on motivation. Rely on discipline. But what they don't tell you is that motivation isn't the enemy. It's fuel. You can't live your entire life running on rules with no emotion. You need a reason behind the discipline. If you don't love what you're doing, if you don't feel connected to it, no amount of discipline will save you in the long run. Think about it. You can force yourself to study, to wake up early, to eat clean, to work hard. But if your heart isn't in it, it becomes a chore. And eventually, your willpower burns out. People quit not because they lack discipline, but because they lose why they started. The best form of discipline is emotional discipline. It's when you can control your impulses without killing your passion. It's when you can be consistent while still staying connected to the bigger purpose. So ask yourself, are you being disciplined or are you just being numb? Point 3. Discipline without self-awareness is dangerous. Here's something few people ever talk about. You can be disciplined in the wrong direction. You can spend years being consistent at the wrong thing. Grinding, hustling, sacrificing for goals that don't even belong to you. Some of the most disciplined people in the world are miserable. They built their lives around habits and systems, but never stop to ask, is this even making me happy? Is this who I want to become? Discipline without reflection turns into blindness. It's like driving at full speed but never checking the map. You're moving, you're working, you're progressing, but you might be going in a completely wrong direction. So before you obsess over being disciplined, take a step back. Ask yourself, what am I being disciplined for? What's the real reason behind all this effort? Is it to prove something? To avoid something? Or to truly build something meaningful? The wrong discipline can destroy the right dreams. Point 4. The best discipline is flexible, not rigid. Most people think discipline means being strict, hard, and unbending. But that's not strength, that's fragility. True strength is being adaptable. Life will test you. Plans will fail. Moods will change. Energy will drop. And if your version of discipline only works when everything's perfect, it's not discipline. It's dependence. Real discipline is the ability to adjust without giving up. It's the mindset that says, okay, today didn't go as planned, but I'll still move forward differently. It's knowing when to push harder and when to rest, when to stay consistent and when to recalibrate. The strongest people in the world aren't the ones who never break routine. They're the ones who know how to rebuild it when it breaks. You see, discipline isn't about control. It's about direction. It's not about being perfect. It's about staying aligned. And that alignment changes as you grow. When you were younger, maybe discipline meant forcing yourself to study. Now it might mean putting your phone away and sleeping early. Later in life, it might mean slowing down, listening more, and not reacting impulsively. Discipline evolves with you. If it doesn't, it becomes your cage. Point 5. Discipline should serve purpose, not ego. Let's be honest. A lot of what we call discipline is just ego in disguise. We want to be seen as the hardest worker, the most consistent, the one who never gives up. We attach our identity to discipline because it makes us feel valuable. But real discipline doesn't need an audience. It doesn't need validation. It's quiet, patient, and internal. The truth is, sometimes quitting is discipline. Sometimes resting is discipline. Sometimes saying no to what drains you is the most disciplined thing you can do. Discipline isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters. And that's what no one wants to hear. Because it's not glamorous. It's not something you can post about. It's something you have to live. So, if you've been feeling guilty for not being disciplined enough, I want you to stop for a second. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not inconsistent. You're just human. And maybe you've been chasing someone else's definition of discipline. The real challenge isn't to become more disciplined. It's to become more aligned. When your purpose is clear, discipline becomes natural. You don't have to force it. You don't have to fight yourself every morning. You just do it because it feels right. That's the difference between external discipline and internal discipline. External discipline is built on guilt and fear. I have to do this or I'll fail. Internal discipline is built on purpose. I want to do this because it matters. And when you find that internal drive, consistency stops feeling like a prison and starts feeling like freedom. So, here's the takeaway. Discipline is powerful, but it's not everything. Without purpose, it's empty. Without emotion, it's dry. Without awareness, it's dangerous. Use discipline to serve your growth, not to prove your worth. Use it to build direction, not identity. And most importantly, use it with love, not fear. The goal isn't to be perfect. It's to be real. The goal isn't to never fall off track. It's to always come back stronger. Because at the end of the day, discipline isn't about how many rules you follow. It's about how deeply you understand yourself. Now I want you to ask yourself, where in your life has discipline stopped serving you? Where are you pushing just because you're afraid to stop? Think about that. Reflect on it. And if this message hits something in you, don't just scroll away. Drop a comment below. Tell me what real discipline means to you. If this video opened your eyes, give it a like. It helps more people find messages that actually matter. And if you're new here, subscribe, because we talk about the things no one else wants to say out loud. Remember, discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being awake. Keep growing, keep evolving, and I'll see you in the next one.